Dave Knows How.
Welcome back to the channel. Had a comment from a subscriber last night. Was asking me about my car trailer. And he's in the process of building a car trailer and kind of wanted to get a look-see at how this one is built. Now, a little background story on this car trailer. This thing was manufactured, I want to say it was either in the late 50s or early 60s, somewhere in that area. It was built as a race car trailer. So it was built mainly to haul race cars. It is a dual axle trailer, and according to the laws now, a dual axle trailer has to be inspected, at least in the state of Virginia, and it has to have trailer brakes. This trailer does not have trailer brakes, so therefore it does not need to be inspected. And of course, all your lights do have to work, but it doesn't have to be state inspected. And because of when it was manufactured, it's not required to have trailer brakes. It's kind of grandfathered in, I guess you'd say. We'll start off showing where this ramp's stored. Pretty neat. The ramp is stored right here on the side. It just kind of slides down on there. I'm missing one of the retainers, right? I just need to weld a new one on there. But that's where it's stored at. We'll walk around to the back and we'll see what the ramp looks like when the ramp is installed. So this is how the ramp installs. It just sets up on this lip. It's got a piece of angle right here and a piece of angle welded on the end right here. And that just sets right in there, right up on. Let's see what kind of height we got. It's 12 inches to the top of this deck. Move the camera around and we'll get another view. So as you can see, this trailer is an open center design. We'll measure and see how wide this outer, from outside to outside, 78 inches. From inside to inside, 41.5 inches. So this open area, 41.5 inches. From the very outside to the very outside, 78 inches. And then you got a little bit more for the tires. Comes on out. I'd say probably by the time you put fenders on this thing, which it used to have fenders on it, it's 8 foot wide, 96 inches. Now, one of the things you want to take notice to is this is the axle for them wheels. This is the axle for these wheels. There's no springs on this trailer. The axle is welded directly to the trailer frame. The very rigid setup. Over here, looking at the wheel, you can see the spindle coming out of the wheel. That spindle is just welded right directly on top of this axle. In fact, they cut a piece of axle about 2 inches long, put it on top of here to raise it up so that it would drop this whole deck down. And then they welded that axle stub right on top of there. Now, I never would have thought that a system like this would work. And I can tell you, when this trailer is empty, you know it's back there. because it's bouncing and pounding around. It is making a terrible racket and don't tow worth a shit. I mean, it's light, so there's no trouble pulling it, but it just bounces around a lot. Not having springs on the back means that when you go over hills and valleys, two of these wheels will come up off the ground and never touch the ground. I'll show you what I mean. So right now we're simulating going over a hill. And as you can see, well, this one over here is spinning. That one's still on the ground. That one's on the ground. This one's on the ground. If I could get it to go down a little further, both of these would probably be off the ground and just spinning. So you're riding on one axle at that point. It's never for a long period of time, but my point is, with a trailer like this, it's vitally important that you had the correct drop hitch on the back of your tow vehicle so that this thing is level when it's on level ground, So when you take it out on a level street or on your driveway, you need to make sure you got the right drop hitch. If it's down too low, you're going to constantly be running on the front axle and not the back. If it's up too high, you're constantly going to be running on the back axle and not the front. You don't want that. So there are some quirks with having a trailer built like this. Now, this was a great trailer for what it was for, a race car. It must be a pretty good design. When it's empty, rattles, shake, drive you crazy. But once you put the car on here, the springs from the car just balance everything out. And you look back through the rearview mirror and you can see the car that's on here going up and down. But the key to it is you cannot strap the car down by above the suspension of the car. The car has to be strapped down by either the wheels or the axles so that the car suspension can still move up and down. And as long as you strap it down like that, this thing will ride just as smooth as glass and tow like a dream. You wouldn't believe it. There's a lot of downsides to this trailer, so that's why I just want to kind of go over them all with you. Hopefully I don't forget any. It had fenders on them, but they were rusted and beat up, and I bought a new set of fenders for it. I just haven't put them on yet. But one of the major downsides to this trailer, you can't open the door. You'll hit the tire every time. So you drive up on the thing, and the only way you can get out of the car is to climb out the window. Or either jack this side of the trailer up and take the wheels off. It's a lot of trouble. We always climb out the window, and we make sure we're going to do a short move, and it ain't going to rain, because the window's got to stay down. Can't roll it back up. Can't get back in the car to roll it up. So, this has been a nice trailer, and I've enjoyed having it. Now, if you're towing a tall vehicle, like, for example, I was towing this Jeep. That's what I originally bought this trailer for. Now, let's walk over and look at my 20-foot equipment trailer that I bought to tow my tractor on, because it's a horse of a different color. Let's move the camera over and take a look at that. Okay, so over here at the 20-foot equipment trailer, this is This trailer is 18 foot with a 2-foot dovetail, makes it 20 foot long. And I towed mostly the tractor on here, but I did put we have a Toyota Camry, and it's fairly low to the ground, not as low as what a Corvette is, but it's fairly low. And I put it on here with no problem. Since then, I built a new set of ramps, okay? So this is one of the old ramps, and this old ramp measures 56.5 inches long. Now, this new ramp is considerably longer. Let's measure it. 74 inches. So the new ramp is 74 inches long. Now what that does is, that puts it out there further. So whereas one ramp may be this steep, the new ramp is now only that steep. I haven't tried to load a Corvette on here yet. I don't know if it would load on here or not. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you're gonna build a trailer and you think you're gonna tow something that's really low to the ground, make the ramps as long as you can. Having the dovetail on here helps tremendously. You gotta be careful that the angle of the dovetail isn't too steep though, because if you do, the bottom of the car is gonna bottom out right here where it transitions. So you need to be careful of that. I don't know what degree this is, but it's not very much. We'll move the camera around so that we can get a better shot. Maybe you can see what the angle looks like. So, you know, that's straight across right there. Go over here and get a straight edge and put on there. So we got a straight edge on here. And if we measure over from where this thing actually bends down right there, if we measure over 1 foot and measure from the bottom of here down to the top of here, we're at 2 inches. So this dovetail drops 2 inches per foot. You calculate that out, that'll tell you what the angle is on this dovetail. Just give you an idea. Now this trailer, much different than that trailer, the axles have springs on it. Has these shackles that hang down in here, and this piece that pivots. And with those two axles being able to pivot like that, when you go over a hill, you know, that thing is gonna do that. And your wheels are never likely to lose contact with the ground, so you've constantly using both axles and all 4 tires to support the weight of the trailer and what's on it. Another trailer with no fender. I don't know what it is about me and fenders, but every trailer I ever had, when I get it, the fenders tore all to pieces. This thing, the top of this tire is about 4.5 inches above this deck. When I put the Toyota Camry on here, there's no problem with the door hitting this. Personally, I think a trailer like this is a better way to go. Or, you know, a car trailer, a car transport trailer. You just really need to watch out that these wheels aren't going to be in the way of the door. Now, if the trailer is long, like this, chances are the front door is going to be past that tire and you'll be able to open it anyway. Whereas with the other trailer, you know, every vehicle that I put on it, the door has hit the tire, except for a vehicle where it was so tall that it couldn't hit the tire, like the Jeep. You know, a pickup truck probably wouldn't hit the, you know, probably wouldn't hit it. So anyway, I'm not sure if there's anything else that you want to see. We'll take camera around to the front, and I'll show you how the front is configured out. And that'll give you an idea how that's made. I mean, it's pretty basic design, really. So, you know, this right here is, feels like about a 2-inch channel. Let's measure it. Yeah, this is 2-inch by 3-inch square tube. Don't know how thick it is. It runs all the way up on both sides with a piece of plate steel on top of it. Plate steel not real thick, kind of thin on both sides. Then we got the axle tying it together. It's made of the same thing, 2x3. This axle's 2x3. Then we got another piece of 2x3 that goes up here, and it goes all the way here. And then we got another piece of 2x3 that comes up on top of here that creates this A at the front. Let's move the camera up a little closer. So they welded this 2x3 on top of the one back here, and to the face of this one that comes across here. Brought it up, stacked 2x3, one on top, two on top of this one to put your ball hitch on. And then a piece 2x3 across this way and one across this way. Actually, all in all, it's a pretty simple design. I'd say all in all, there's nothing real complicated about this trailer. And it functions and works pretty good for hauling a car. And it's an open center, you can't haul anything else on it, but you know, it's intended to haul a car. And it's definitely has served its purpose to do that. I've enjoyed having it, but admittedly, I use this one over here a whole lot more than I use this one right here, because I can haul just about anything on there. I would advise you to go look at some, some other car trailers that are specifically for hauling cars. I'm pretty sure that you can get the same type of weld-on axle like this. I think they call it a torsion axle. It's got like a bushing in it. It gives it a little bit of give. And I'm pretty sure that you can, rigid weld those on, just like these are. And, of course, they have, drop-down axles, too, that you could actually run springs under them and drop the deck down. And if you drop the deck down, as long as you didn't go down too far, the door would still open, and the angle of the ramps would not be so steep that you would have a problem loading it and unloading a load vehicle. And I'm assuming that you're going to be moving a load vehicle like a Corvette that's kind of long, fiberglass front end. If it hits something, it's just destroyed, So that's probably like the worst case scenario is a vehicle like that, And for a vehicle like that, you kind of do need a load trailer. I'd be curious to see if I could haul one on this trailer since I made them longer ramps. It would go right on up on there. I don't know. I'm sure eventually somebody will call me and want one moved. Because everybody around here knows I have trailers. And that's the thing about, if you have a trailer, you will make friends fast. I'm telling you, because everybody needs to borrow. It's just like if you had a pickup truck. Everybody needs something moved when you have a pickup truck. And I don't own a pickup truck anymore, but I got a trailer, or 2, or 5, or 6. I think it's 6 now. I've kind of lost count. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I missing any? I don't think I'm missing any. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6. 6 that I can see within sight. It might be another one stashed back there somewhere. What can I say, man? I'm a hoarder of trailers. I have a trailer fetish. Anyway, I hope that answers your question about the trailer. I hope I showed enough about it. Forgive me for not remembering what your name is. I should have wrote it down, and I didn't. I'm terrible about that. But leave me a comment if there's something else specific that you'd like to know about the trailer. Leave it in the comments section below. Send me your email address, and I will take a picture of it, send you an email, whatever needs to be done to show you, what it is that you need to know. I mean, the overall dimensions, I think, were probably the most important thing. We can measure and see how long this deck is, just to give you an idea how long that is. 149 inches to here, that's 12 foot. All the way to the tongue, 18 feet. 18 feet from the very end to the tip of the tongue where it connects to the truck. I don't know what else you would need. Don't know what else you would need. That's about 64 inches, 64, 65 inches from there to the end. I think, let's see, they got the axles mounted center to center, 32.5 inches apart, center to center. Thirty-two and a half inches apart, center to center. There you go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the question on the trailer. I was happy to be able to get up a video about it and show it and the differences between this one and that one, and you know, the different things that you might want to consider, and hopefully I didn't forget anything. I probably did, but hopefully I didn't. If I did, I will probably write it out somewhere in the video if I think of it before I get this thing uploaded. Thanks for watching, subscribing, and have a great rest of your weekend.
Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.